ultimately, when we do these things, it's because we care about the safety and security of our troops, of our airmen, and all those who are supporting these missions. So, obviously, the element of surprise is important in military tactics. In this particular, now, I don't think the Iranians or anyone should have been under any mystery. The president said very clearly, we have 60 days to make progress on a deal, and if we don't, I'm going to deal with it differently.
President Trump will meet with his national security team at 1 p.m. Eastern today with next steps. The White House is asking Americans to be on high alert should there be any attacks from potential sleeper cells within the country. Joining me now is former CIA station chief and Fox News contributor Daniel Hoffman. Daniel, thanks very much for being here. What is your reaction to where we stand today?
Well, the launch of those strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities was an extraordinary tactical success. And as Secretary Hegseth and Chairman Kaine emphasized yesterday, what we're waiting for right now is the battle damage assessment, how much of the infrastructure we destroyed, as well as the disposition of Iran's enriched uranium, and whether Iran might have moved some of that uranium out of those facilities in anticipation of our strike. So that's the first thing I think we're looking at. Secondly, retaliation from Iran. We've seen retaliation and ongoing war against Israel. The question is whether Iran seeks to retaliate against the United States, whether they might seek to mine the Strait of Hormuz or launch attacks on U.S. installations and personnel in the Middle East or outside the region. And those, I think, are the key issues in the coming hours and days for us on which to focus.
What are the most likely responses in your view, Daniel? I mean, already we've got the Iranian parliament saying that they want to close the Straits of Hormuz. They cannot do that unilaterally. We're waiting to see where that goes. You heard Marco Rubio with me earlier yesterday. But what else is possible here? What's the worst case scenario that Iran could try to push back?
Well, certainly Iran could use its proxy militants and terrorists in Iraq to strike at our diplomatic installation there and our military in Iraq and around the region. Iran could target our embassies overseas, and we've seen Iran attempt at least to launch an assassination here in the United States against President Trump, and years ago against the Saudi ambassador in Georgetown, a stone's throw from where I am right now. So the concern that Iran may have sleeper cells in Europe or in the United States is well-founded. The United States, the intelligence community, working very closely with state, local, federal law enforcement, is working hard to preempt or detect these threats and preempt them before any harm is caused. But make no mistake, we need to be on high alert, as you emphasized.
Well, I mean, I spoke to Tom Homan yesterday, the border czar, and he told me 1,500 Iranians came into the country. With the wide open border. They're in the U.S. right now. And we don't know necessarily where all the gotaways went, the 2 million gotaways.
Right. That's of concern. And also, I would just emphasize as well that the leader of al-Qaeda, Saif al-Adil, has been living in Iran and traveling between Iran and Afghanistan for years. And after the Biden administration's chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan, al-Qaeda and ISIS enjoy the freedom to plot and to plan against us from South Asia. And Iran would, I'm sure, like nothing more than for al-Qaeda to launch a mass casualty attack on the United States and divert our attention away from the Middle East. So these are just some of the concerns that we have to have.
All right. We'll be watching all of that. Daniel, thanks very much for your insights. Daniel Hoffman joining us.